Hey my mango cheesecakes, welcome to this unscripted yapping video, which is why I'm in this corner of my room again, my posters, and I'm just going to talk about my A-level grades. Today is the 16th of August, so this is 2 days after results day, and I will talk about my initial reaction. But because I was a bit disappointed at first, but I've now processed it, I now feel much happier about my grades. I'll tell you the tips and the advice that I've heard from my family and friends that have helped me achieve this, so that if you're feeling disappointed in your grades, hopefully it can help you too and make you feel better. So I will include my A-level reaction video now, but just to preface, it is very underwhelming, so just bear that in mind. Okay, so I'm just gonna okay, A-star biology, A-star geography, A in chemistry, an A in core maths. Okay, I will have a look at chemistry grade boundaries. I think it's looking like paper 2 really screwed me over. Yeah, I'm happy about biology and geography, of course. Okay, so that was my reaction. As you can tell, it was because for context, I go to an all-girls grammar school that I think is the best outside of down south, so the standards here are quite high and it's very normalized, but I wouldn't say it's toxic. It's not, oh, I need to get an A-star because everyone else is getting it and I feel left behind. For me, although I'm sure there are people who think that way in my school, for me it's more there are people who are getting A-stars, so it's easy and it's possible to get that, you know? So our school, there were 25 people, so I think there's 200 in our year, so about an eighth who got all A-stars. But then obviously I need to remind myself that the grammar school is such a microcosm of everyone who takes A-levels, and that, you know, there are different subject combinations as well. Okay, I just had to grab my results. So yeah, for biology, I was quite happy. So if you talk to anybody who took A-level AQA biology this year, paper 1 was crazy. It was objectively so much harder than any other year, and I would say it was when I was sitting the exam, in the back of my head, based on the past papers I've done in the mocks, I could tell it was harder, but I didn't find it hard. Just I'm doing biology at uni, so it's and I did revise a decent amount for paper 1. Paper 1's usually easier as well to pick up marks, usually easier, not this year for biology and chemistry. So yeah, paper 1 I got 70 out of 91, which pretty good. And then paper 2 I did a little bit better, I got 72 out of 91, and then paper 3 I got 56 out of 78. So I definitely did pass the A-star boundary. I think I passed by 10 marks, so it's not major, but biology, usually for A-star it's about 70%. This year it was 72%, so let's say I got 70, I think 6%, which I'm fine with, because this year biology was objectively harder, and biology is a subject where it's basically impossible to get higher than 90%. So if I can get almost 80%, that's fine. I'm really happy with that. Then geography, I can't see my individual exams, which is really annoying because I would love to see the split. We got asked some insane ass questions in geography. I definitely revised and prioritized geography just because it's an essay subject, so you get screwed over so much easier. But geography, out of 350 I got 299, and I'm pretty sure the grade boundary was 270, so I passed by quite a lot, which was really surprising to me because I always know that I get an A-star, but I kind of always scrape the boundary, I get a couple marks above, but it's what can you do? And so to get 299, I'm really happy with that, because I genuinely, after writing some of those essays, I was that is the worst answer I've ever written. I remember coming out of paper 3 and talking to my friend Charlie and Emma as well. I was that was the worst thing I've ever written in my life. So very happy with that. And then I did core maths, which is like AS maths, but for the real world. So it's like, there was a past paper, we didn't get asked this, but it was like estimate how many toilet rolls could fit into a lorry. So it's kind of like that, where it asks you slightly random questions, but it's kind of mathsy related. And then that I got an A, easy. I skipped at least a third of the lessons in year 13. Never revised for it, never prepared, just showed up and did it. So happy with that. And so now on to chemistry. And this is the thing, right? Chemistry, paper 1, I got 88 out of 105, which is really good. I'm really happy with that. Paper 3, I then got 72 out of 90, I think. But that's still good as well. That's like 80%. But then paper 3, I somehow got 57 out of 105. And like, don't get me wrong, I definitely did find paper 2 harder, but I did not find it 31 marks harder than paper 1. So I'm really not sure how I fumbled that. It's just like, I don't think it was that hard for it to be like 50%. And it's kind of ironic because I thought that I was pretty good at organic as well. Like, I enjoyed organic quite a lot, and so to fumble organic, that topic, so much is a bit like, ooh. But we move. So those were my grades. I just want to say I am doing A-level tutoring for biology, geography, and also chemistry if you want. I'm not expecting people to be like asking because I know that I got an A, but if you know, you look at the way that the marks were given, I clearly, like, paper 1 and 3 I did well. Paper 3 is synoptic, so it's all topics. It's just paper 2 for some reason, like, I don't know, it feels like a fluke. So I can teach you physical and inorganic chemistry if you want, and then biology and geography I am very happy to tutor you guys as well, one-on-one A-level. I have a community post, I might repost it, so you can email me or send me a DM on Instagram if you're interested. Also, go follow my Instagram, it's honey lemon tea, and now I'm like getting into the habit of like posting something on there every day, like a story, just so like you can see that I'm a person who is funny, hopefully. But yeah, so at first I was quite upset with the grades. Not upset, I didn't feel sad, I just felt bad. And so even now I don't really feel the urge to celebrate the A star in biology and geography, even though I know, like, objectively that's the highest grade that you can get, so that is good because of the A in chemistry. Our school this year as well, I think 26 people got an A star, so out of like 100 people, and so I just feel like, ooh, like that's quite a lot of people, and I wasn't in that group, which is a bit sad. And also I know some other people who got A's in chemistry, and it's like, I know that I have put in more work than you, and I have enjoyed chemistry the past 2 years as well, so part of me does feel like I'm doing the subject a disservice. And also having like a YouTube channel where I talk about studying and like how to get top grades, it does feel a little bit embarrassing to come on here and then say, ooh, I got an A in chemistry. But I do know that chemistry is a subject that does screw people over. It is known for being hard, and it is known for being like quite a bad subject at A level. So yeah, like, and one of my friends, okay, timestamp, this is now when I'm going to talk about advice for feeling better and for getting over, like, or processing your grades. So one of my friends asked me, like, if you were to drop a grade, what subject would you rather it be in? And that really opened my eyes, because I was like, actually, you're right. Like, I wouldn't want to drop to an A in biology or geography, because I mean, I'm doing biology and geography at uni in like a joint honours degree, and also I love my geography teacher. Like, I wouldn't want to disappoint him. And then my biology teacher knew that I was applying to Oxford for biology, so it's like, I can't then get an A. I don't know. Also, if any of you guys like missed your Oxbridge offer or missed your offer from like your firm or insurance university, you could probably find value in my Oxford rejection video and how I processed that rejection, and like a way of shifting your perspective to process it. Hopefully if you watch that video you will find it useful. Secondly, one of my friends said something that was kind of funny but also probably true, is that your grades are probably also affected by if your examiner got cracked the night before. Like, especially if you were on the margin, like, it is kind of subjective, especially humanities, right? Like, for maths, less so, but there probably might still be a little bit of room for error in terms of like marks for working out or whatever. So don't take it too personally. Like me, if they're getting a divorce, they're not giving you an A star. And then also, a lot of people, this is a third point, a lot of people during exams will push and push and push themselves so much that they lose themselves a little bit. They hurt themselves so much studying constantly and having that stress and really internalizing the pressure of studying in exams. So I did revise quite a lot during exams. Like, I'd say I revised probably on average like 3-4 hours a day, like, of actual revision. However, I still had a lot of fun with friends because we went to the library together, and I also scrolled on reels because A-levels for me was from the 13th of May to the 20th of June. So I was doing exams and like kind of in that constant stress of it for a long time. So for me to be able to get through that and like still be fine and like jolly now and everything, like, is also a testament to that. So if I did, you know, push myself for chemistry and got all A stars, my mental health may have taken quite a hit from that. So in that sense, it's like, is it worth losing yourself? No, of course it's not. Academics and exams are never worth it. And I know I talk about exams and like studying a lot on this channel, but I will always tell you to prioritize yourself and prioritize your social connections as well. Like, for me, I will always prioritize a late night conversation with a friend over studying, because it's like you can't recover that late night conversation. I do have different priorities, and so in that sense it's like fair enough, you know. I know that this isn't true, but if you think about it, like, at least 80% of people who get all A stars don't have a social life. So like, I would never say, oh, I wish I had the life of like an academic weapon who grinded for 4 A stars, like, because I wouldn't. I'd rather have my friends and I'd rather have the joy that I have. For me, I have quite a lot of friends and I like to maintain those friendships. And this brings me on to my next point, which is also a lot of these points, like, so I posted a video about things that you should remember before you open your results. So I would definitely recommend watching that video as well. I will also link that. And even though I posted that before results day, there are still some things that I talk about that you could definitely take into account for after results day. So my next point is, this has definitely made me appreciate myself more in terms of what I can bring to the table, or in terms of like who I am without academics and without my exam results, because I have so much love and joy and kindness and empathy and humor and care for others that aren't reflected in exams, and also are more valuable than exams in life. You know, like employment, someone's ability to communicate, work well in a team, that's more important than if they got an A star, right? Because it's like, mate, you could be replaced by ChatGPT, but does ChatGPT have the love and the care that I have? Nah, not really. Although I have seen people using ChatGPT as therapists, which is a bit concerning, because I saw an Instagram like reel of someone who was playing along with like ChatGPT and was like trying to justify cheating, and then ChatGPT, because it's like an echo chamber, it justified their cheating, which is like, hold on a minute now, let's rewind that back. So yeah, like, people's intelligence, it is obviously a very important and a very impressive quality, but it isn't the most important one when you're human, you know, especially now in this day and age, because I think empathy is lacking in a lot of people, and compassion as well. So what has really helped me the past few days is just being around friends. Like yesterday I went out with my friend. Yesterday I went out with my friend and we collected the things that we painted, like pottery painting last week. This is my mug, which I'm really happy about. And then I've just hung out today with another one of my friends. That's why the lighting now isn't good. Now it's like 5:30, so it's already pretty dark. But anyways, where was I going with this? Yeah, being around my friends. Also on the day of results, in the morning I went to Spoons with 2 friends, then I went on a picnic with 3 other friends, and then I went to my friend's house and that was like 9 other people, and then we also went to Nando's too. So just being around these people who, you know, I love and they love me dearly, and just being reminded that there is so much more to life and that life has so much joy and so much to bring other than results and other than your like achievements that are assessed by a piece of paper. That is another thing to consider, and also like that's a more practical advice for if you're feeling bad, is to surround yourself with friends. This is now advice and a pep talk or something if you missed your university offers. Firstly, you are not alone. Like, I go to one of the best schools in the UK, right? I know so many people who miss their firm and their insurance choices, and there are many other people out there who are in a similar position. Secondly, there are so many other paths out there, and resitting A levels is by no means the end. If anything, it's a fresh start, and I think it's great to think about things like that, where instead of seeing it as star's end, it's a circle, right? And so the end is a fresh beginning. The end of, say for example, not getting the grades for uni means that you resit your A levels, you do better, you can go to a different uni that's even better, you know. Or if you miss your firm and you go to an insurance, that's not the end of the world. At your insurance, maybe you'll meet even better friends, you'll meet even more like attentive and passionate professors, because the better uni absolutely does not mean that they teach better, does not mean that you will like be more successful. So I honestly think that if you don't get into your firm uni, just see it as like a sign, or see it as a redirection to a better, more suitable place, you know. Like, just because you're really smart, that doesn't mean that you will thrive the best that you do at Oxbridge, for example, you know. So please keep that in mind, that resitting A levels, taking a gap year, you can see that in a new light, in a new perspective, in a better perspective, as being like a more suitable choice. And also it probably gives you time to think about if what you're doing is what you actually want to do, and not something you're doing for family or for what you think you need to do in order to be successful. Like, you can have many epiphanies on your gap year about what is actually important to you and what you feel passionate about. Everything will work out for you. I promise you that. I can guarantee you that. Even if it doesn't seem like there's light at the end of the tunnel, or if it seems like your world is falling down, you will have the strength to rebuild it. And the life lessons and the pride that you will feel in yourself once you rebuild your world, or once you do reach the end of the tunnel, that is what will stay with you much more, because that is so much more important, and that is so much more impressive as a human to do, rather than a grade, right? So that's something that I learned after getting rejected from Oxford. Like, before I heard the news, like, I was thinking, if I get rejected, I'm gonna be so upset. But it's kind of like, you know what, I'll be okay, and I will still find success, and I will still have fun, and I will still share love with the world. So that is something that I can definitely apply to A levels, and something that hopefully you can as well. And also, you know, be kind to yourself. If you need to take time, take that time to process it. Don't feel like you need to rush anything. Don't rush yourself. Buy yourself the present, the sweet treats and stuff as well. That's something that I need to tell myself, because I remember on the way to school I was like, oh, I can't wait to buy myself flowers after this, and then I got my grades and I was like, yeah, I'm not buying myself flowers anymore. I don't feel like I can. But you know what, I will buy myself flowers, and I hope that you do as well. And just know that you have so much value outside of academics. Hopefully you are a good person. Like, you know what, everyone who watches my video is a good person. I trust in the algorithm. So yeah, you are a great person, so don't let this dim your shine, okay? Shine bright like a diamond, guys. Anyway, love you lots. I hope that this video was useful to you. I just want to let you know that I am so proud of you regardless of how well you think that you did. I'm sure that you have so much in life that you have yet to experience, like so much joy and so many things that you probably wouldn't have even thought of, and so many people that you meet that become so integral to your life, but you wouldn't have met them if you went down the path that you think that you needed to go down, or the path that you were planning to go down. So yeah, you are always on the path that you should be. I think that's another thing to remember, and also helps you feel better about life as well. Yeah, I hope that you have a great day. The sun is shining, the birds are chirping. It's getting progressively darker now in my room. So yes, I will end the video now. Love you lots, guys, and bye bye.